Hey everybody, welcome back to our build of the RX-78-2 in the perfect grade. And yeah, last time, if you were with us, we got the head build. And it was a win-lose sort of relationship. We were unable to get the lights to work. I was unable to get some of the assembly correct. I'm not sure where I went wrong. And I didn't have the proper battery. But we did get it assembled so that it'll look good. And we're, pretty happy with that. So now that we've got the head done, we pushed on with the arms. And we did get, I'll come down so we get a look. So we did get through the first part. So this is the right arm. And basically all we've been doing is taking the markers. I've been using two metallics. I've been using a dark aluminum and a light aluminum for bright and dark contrast. And there's the aluminum there. And let me see, where's the dark aluminum? Here it is. So I've been using these two. There's the aluminum and then the dark aluminum. And that gives me this two-tone. A good example is here on the hand. So I've got, if you can see, I'm using a light aluminum inside the joints here on the hand. And then the dark aluminum is this almost like a bronzish sort of color that I used for the fingers and the main bulk of the metal. And I used the light aluminum too for the balls inside the hand. And then for the gray, I figured they'd be like a sort of a rubberized, sort of heavy duty, some sort of synthetic material for grip on the hands. I'm using this RLM 66. And other than that, I'm using an off-white and an orange. And we just use those a little bit sparingly here. There's this panel that pops on, so I thought I'd add some color to it. And there's a little bit of pieces here and there that you can kind of sort of hide. And I did some coloring inside the thrusters. But we have our one arm there with our full elbow bend and everything. So, let's see. What did I run into? Well, what happened was I accidentally, if you take a look actually here on the instructions, on the page for the right arm, I got to the point for the hand and I must have flipped the booklet and I built the left hand. So I have a right arm and a left hand. So this time, once I get to the end, I'll build the right arm or the right hand this time. But I did run into some trouble here at this bottom part. So once you get this piece off of the W sprue that needs to be folded up here on the bottom right here. And once you get that on, and I got it in and on and everything, it seemed fine. But this polycap here with this sleeve around the center, like this fin sort of, I had to nip all of that away with my nippers. And I even had to bore this hole out a bit here on the end of this sleeve in order to get this sleeve pushed all the way up. So I don't know if that was something that I did. I don't know. It seems to be function. Everything seems right. So I'm not sure. But you may want to just take note right when you get around this area right here that you are, doing it right. Now, dyslexia, obviously with that, it was with the hand, it was the instructions I had flipped around the wrong way. But you really want to make sure that you're getting these parts here because these pins are going to be on the other side. And this won't fit on the right side if you have them flipped over. So once you get into right and left arms and right and left legs, just kind of take note of that. If you're a Gunpla builder, then you already know this. But if Gunpla is something new to you, or if it's something you're thinking about, when you are building, just kind of actually take your time when you get in the arms and the legs and just make sure that you've got each part correctly, because it can really befuddle you if you get spun around in part of these assemblies and you've got a backwards part in somewhere and then you got to work your way backwards. It's not impossible. It just makes it a little bit trickier than it needs to be, that's for sure. But I think it's starting to look pretty cool with our little bits of added detail. A little bit of yellow too. I used yellow too here on the shock. I'm sorry, I thought I'd just bring out a bit of detail. And then we can carry on. So I think other than these bendy parts off the W, I will stop and we'll kind of really look at how that goes together, because that's kind of neat. We'll basically have two arms together, or so I thought. As life often does, it doesn't follow a plan. And, well, we got some rain, which is great. Cooled things down and knocked down that smoke. But it did mean that my son was put a day behind on the job he was doing here. And, yeah, so the old boy got called off the bench and onto the old job site. So, yeah, we had to level it out and get it graded back to where it would drain properly. So we put down about 3/4 of a yard of material that you can see here, and I raked it out, and we sort of got it to where we wanted it, and basically got it ready for tamping. And then the next day we brought in the tamping. It was pretty hot, man. We were getting up there near 100 degrees that day. So we got it all tamped down, sprayed down with water, and we tamped it for a good, probably close to, I'd say she got a good hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes of tamping. And then once that was done, we were ready to, get her, make sure she's level. And you can see I dialed her right in like a pro. And then we put the membrane down and the weed stopper stuff there. And then we got that super pro packing gravel that you can lay your stones on. And I got the stairs set for him there, and that was it. We were pretty well good to go. I helped him get a couple stones laid in the grade, and then he was good to finish out for the last day. But that did put me behind, because once I got home after doing this, I was a little bit tuckered out.
It's hot, but there we go. Much better grade, and the steps are in. Yay! My services are no longer required.
And now we're back on the bench where we belong. Whew, let me tell you, boy, I paid the price there. I got a bit of a good blister from all that raking. No wonder I like building at 160, 148, 100 scale, as opposed to 1:1. I think I'd done enough of it. Anyways, I got my polycap sort of thing started here, and I'm just getting set down. So I'm going to get these clipped out, and we'll get this other arm put together. Now, this next part here, I wanted to kind of take a look at with you, because this comes off of this W sprue. And it's a unique sprue because it's two types of material on one sprue put together. So you got a hard plastic and a softer plastic that are molded and injected together. And that's what allows for the manipulative, articulated fingers for the hands. And these sections here, so you can see they have like a ball and socket, and it's all injected together. And I just think that's really cool. And so that's how that kind of works. If you're looking at that, wonder what the heck, because sometimes you got to just sort of trust the process with the Gunpla. You'll be putting something together going, what the heck is going on? So basically, what it's asking us to do is to take this piece out of the sprue, and then you're going to bend it so that when you look at it from the side, it's going to look like that. And then it appears that with this thing facing down, like that is right there, we're going to stick it right over. So I want to make sure I've got this square, so that's got to go this way, in line with those, just like that. So these little clips clip in. All right, and then those are going to line up with these holes on either side. So we should be able to get that right in there. Get that right in there, I'm thinking. Is that where those line up? No, those line up down here. Those got to fit right in there. So there we go. And that gets us all the way back to where our screw holes are, hopefully. Wait, you can tell you get this little part here. There, and then there's your hole. So now we can put in our screws and get this all buttoned up right into place. So there's our screws, and these are Phillips or Star, whatever. Oh, wait a minute. These are the right ones? No, I think I used the big ones. Yep, must be the big ones. Let me see, I could tell by the head, I think. Yes. Yep, looks the same. That feels right, yeah. And there we go. I just give these a nice little snuggle. You'll feel them once they tap down. And there we go. Okay, those can go back in our other container. One more big one. Right on the other side. Okay. All right, and then now this little piece is going to fit in the bottom here. We get this little buddy put together. So here we've got, which one do we got here? Okay, we got this one going in. So now we have this goes up. All right, with the flat part sticking up. We've got this is going to go just like that and line up with that. Like so. Right. Is that the way we want that? That doesn't look right, does it? Wait a minute. I think we got that wrong. We got that like that, see? Aha. I knew that looked wrong. Okay, and then now this piece, we'll cradle that and put it right in there. And so there, that is our assembly to go there. So now we have this. It's going to go with that pointing down like so. That goes in here like this. Is that right? Yep. Like such. And then we just have to open this up again. And we'll get this here. So this wants to be, when you look at this now, so see how this gets a little flippy to look at. So it wants us to put this there, right? So if that's that goes there into the bottom of our piston, and these open up to accommodate this. So all we gotta do is open this up a bit. Come on, baby. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we have that in place. Now this goes there on these pins like such. This is going to go on our pistons. Oh, come on now. Turn that a bit so I can get it on there. Oh, I turned it too much. There. Okay. There. Now we can squeeze this together. Okay, so now we have this sliding component here. Okay, so that is this right there. So now we have these two little assemblies here, which looks like a lot of small parts, but it's not too bad. Okay, so there's that part that we've put together right here. And it's just a clamshell. It's a little single slider. Goes inside here. You can see it right there. So, and then that just pinches together right here, right in this little spot here. So now we have this whole section, which gets us down into there. And so now we have our H28 and 26. And once we get these threaded through here, I do believe. Oh, you know what? Let's do a little filing first. I want to clean this up because once we get it in there, we won't really be able to do it. So we'll give this a little kiss with the file. And once I get these filed up, we'll come back and we'll put all these components together and finish off. All right, now that we've got these components ready to go, we can put them in. So we have this here pops in. Oh, these guys pop off easy, these little components here that's up on the side. So don't worry about those too much. Now, if I'm looking at this correctly, we are straight down like that, and that is supposed to go straight in like that, and then that's going to hook into there. So we've got the pin of that, sticks right into this. There we go. Okay, and then this H26 is going to come in here on the other side. All right, the same way. So we're going to fit this one in. So it clicks right over and holds that right into place. And then now we can put in our screws. But we do have these things, they go on here. And I do believe, yep, like this. So they're like that. And did I put those on this side? I did, yep. And we got one for this side. There's our poly doodads on there. And then now we have this clips on this side. I do believe, like that. So there's our thruster things, little arm thrusters. And this one goes on this side, and we pre-painted it, but that goes on there. We'll clean that up with a little bit of thinner. And now all we got to do is put our screws in. So we'll pop these in quick. And then we can start to put on this armor. But first off, we get this other component here from Sprue W. And that was where we ran into trouble last time. So let's make sure that we got everything going on here correctly. We'll get these screws in quick. And then we'll set the bottom. Okay, now there's only one screw for the one side. So there we go. We got our one screw in anyways. All right, so there is all of those components up to there. Now, what we want to do, first off, is set this bottom part. So here we have this here, which is off of Sprue W. And what it does is it folds right up. You can see the ball joints here, and it folds in on itself so that you have these pins. So you have these 4 pins here, you can see, right? And they're going to clamp right in. So what we have is this type of situation, I do believe, where this wants to go in like this, so that we can get everything clipped in to those holes and get this right tight together. Let's see, are we going to get there? Ooh, there's one of those doodads. Now, this was where I struggled a bit last time, but I'm not really sure. Now, see, this is where it shows to put this in. I think we got to put that in first. So let's pry this apart. Make sure we get this correct. Oh, let's pop this off. Make it easier. Pop off the poly. We'll work a little backwards a bit. So this is good that you see this because, you know, it's just patience. Now, once I get this pop free again. There. Okay, now got this sort of thing will swivel around a fair bit, right? Okay, now let's get this popped in. So I'm liking the chamfer goes, looks like it's the same. So we'll get this popped on first. There. Now, is that gonna go? Oh, I pulled it right out of its doodads. Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe not. What do I got going on here again? Now, I don't know why, because we definitely have that in those pins. And there's no way that this is going to pull over top of that. It's going to be too far away, unless that pulls out that far, but I don't think so. Is it supposed to? It doesn't show those stretched out. No, it doesn't show those pistons extended, so no. So I think, yeah, I'm going to have to do that again. It's exactly what I had to do last time. So let's pop this off. And I'm going to take these right off. I think it's in there. Now, this has to get into tabs, went into those holes. There, see? Now we've got it to clip in all the way. So those were the augmentations that I had to do to get that to go, but that's it. It's in. So har har. Hardy har har har. Har 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 har. Okay. So it gets this little doodad out again. Like I said, you'll pop these off a few times, but whatever. Okay. So now this can go back on the other side. Put our other point here. We got our little thing. So now once we get all these pieces put on, we can get all the armor into place. There are details. I picked out a bit. I haven't cleaned it up yet, but we've done a little bit of pin wash on the insides of these panels because there is a little bit of detail there. And now we are going to fit. So let's see. We've got, we should be looking at this way like that. So that goes here. This piece goes right in that center piece, and it's this long piece sticking down. So it goes right there. This A13, I think, sticks right on that. It does. Is that the right way? Yes. So that's going to slide right in there like that. And then this, now we're into here. So now we have this piece, looks like goes up on the top. It looks like it punks into these little pieces here. Right? Looks like you just sort of squeeze those on. It looks like that's going to allow that to pivot. Right? Cool. That's neat. And then now this piece is going to go here on the side. I think right there. Is that where that goes? Okay, yeah. And that's got our jets that are going to come out like that. All right, so there's our vent. we've got this piece, which is going to go over top. And that plugs in right onto these guys. So let's see. Right here. Get this one in there. This one in there. This one in there. And that one in there. Okay, so that gets those on. Upper arm. Now we've got, looks like these stick right in there on this side. Oh, wait, is that right? Yep, that's right. Okay, and then these right on this side. So that's nice the way that starts to fit together, right? And then, oh, looks like, let's see, this goes on. So this is that. That is this. So it's got to slide right up over top. Ah, I see. It clips in, does it? I see. So it goes up. Right, that clips in there. This clips in here. Like so. And there we have. Right. Now we've got these pieces to cut out still. Oh, let me slide up a bit. So we've got this arm started. Now it'll take some little bit of fine tuning and stuff, but there we go. So we have one armored, one unarmored. Guess we can get this on now. Oh, what happened? Oh, that's this one. That's what happened. There we go. Okay, so we have one painted, one unpainted. One in armor, one without armor. Now we can fit this with the hand. And there we have this hand. And there it is. And we can open up this hatch, which is pretty cool. I like that. It looks neat. That's a cool little function. I like that a lot. That looks neat. Now, I guess we just have these couple pieces here to cut off. We'll fit those in. But, yeah, there we have the arms. Looking pretty cool. I'm digging them. Good size. Awesome. All right. Well, there's a look at how the mechanisms are working and how they're going together at this perfect grade size. You can really see, like, it's pretty nice. You got a lot of, you got a lot to work with, and you can definitely, get it going for sure. Now we'll see. This is going to loosen up a bit, this shoulder joint, once we get it loosened up a bit. But yeah, awesome. Really cool. Starting to come. So now what we'll do is I'll finish off the armor. But then I'm going to take all the armor off and I'm going to replicate with the markers on what we're doing here. Now, what I've started to do is I've started to go, here's the feet, and I've started to do the pads, and I've started to weather a bit. You can see we've got one foot with a bit of weathering, like some chipping and stuff going on, and that's the one side we haven't done yet. So we're just kind of doing a before and after, and there's the bottom treads. And I think that's going to look kind of cool. And now we've also started going along and pre-going. So we've got the insides of the skirts. We've started to do some of the metal and some of the parts that we've got here. We've got our cockpit chair and, cockpit sort of getting prepped and ready to go. We've got these components here. So we've got some metals going on. So next time when we come back, I think we'll concentrate on the metal marker and what we can do with the inside skeleton, because we'll definitely have the legs together. And I think that'll make for a good episode, working through all of the different markers that we're using and how they work and how they can really make these really pop. and we'll have arms and legs together. So there we go. We've got a head. We've got a head and 2 arms. And so far, this is an awesome build. And I can't pump this kit enough, man. I love these. These perfect grade kits are amazing. I really do enjoy them. I think they're definitely something to collect in the future. We do have the Unleashed, but I think we'll keep looking for these older ones. We'll get the Titans one and a few because they are so much fun to build. So, yeah, join me next time for the legs, and we'll have a hoot. Until then, live, love, laugh. Plan something for the future, because that's when I'll see you. So, cheers. Bye.